It's recording. All right, so this is a new to me app. Says recording, record or whatever studio. So I'll be doing a podcast on this, like sharing thoughts and things like that. And I recently watched Gary V's his daily vlog, and or the recent one entitled "How to Start." Man, I've been following his content for a little over a year now, at least. Yeah, about 18 months, about a year and a half at least. And of all the content, this one and a few others really sticks out. It's so practical. It so lends to the self-awareness message that he's, been so instrumental in helping me realize within myself and my company and things like that, and just life, understanding what works for me and go in with that, because there are so many different ways that people learn and communicate. And if one is different from another, it doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different. I often refer to that type of scenario, and what you'll learn over these podcasts. What I do is I talk. I can talk it or what have you way quicker than writing something out, like writing a blog or like physically writing something. Because I'm such a perfectionist, it will take me about probably 2 weeks to write out what I can say in 2 minutes or 12 minutes. So with that, speed is better sometimes than perfection, because time is such a precious commodity. You don't get the time back. So if you communicate better with video or with picture post graphics and can have a quote, or if you do video, if you do audio, if you do blogging, if you write, if you journal, whatever your spice is, and what I was going to say earlier, you'll learn and hear a lot of analogies that I give. I give a lot of, in scripture they called it parables, given an analogy to teach another life lesson or something by which you would understand. So with that, I talk about a lot with myself and understanding myself and other people around, talking about it's like when you go in your kitchen, right? The entire spice rack, all of the seasonings in your cabinet is under one umbrella name of spice, of seasonings or whatever. So the spice of life, spice of communication comes in different spices. In that cabinet, you more or less have salt, pepper, lemon pepper, basil. I'm not a cook, so although cookers and people, chefs and culinary geniuses and brainiacs, please forgive my lack of extensive knowledge in this area or what have you. But, from what I know what's in my cabinet and remember seeing my mom cook when I was growing up in that house, you have your... when you're cooking chicken, you do this. When you're doing, pot roast, you do this. And, it's different spices that you use. One spice is not wrong for another. It's just different, and it lends to the application. So the application being the vision. What is your thing? If you're a student, then that means you do this, or however you learn. If it's visual, if it's auditory, if it's written or whatever, the quicker you understand how you learn and you can go in that way, that will put you in a position of success. For example, I was born July 12th, 1975. That's right, 75. That makes me 41. I'll be 42 this July 12th. So being in the third, fourth grade or what have you in the 80s, at that time there was no multiple types of learning, education, classes, adaptive learning. I mean, it wasn't all these different choices. Just like it wasn't, I don't know if you've been to the grocery store lately, but just like it wasn't all these bread items and options. Have you been down the bread aisle lately? Like, dude, there is 1,967 different bread companies and bread options. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just talking about making a sandwich. These are like life decisions you making. Like you go down the aisle like, okay, do I want wheat, honey wheat, honey oat wheat, honey flaxseed wheat, white, rye, Reuben, marble, healthy living, healthy conscious, butternut, Wonder Bread, Mother's Choice, Smart Choice, Dumb Choice. I mean, it's a bunch of different types of bread. Oh my God. Like, and I remember when I grew up, that bread loaf was long, Jack. Like you could make like, sandwiches and then peanut butter and jelly and toast and this and that. And you would have bread for a minute. Now the bread is just like potato chips. Like you're getting less, paying more. Anyway, okay, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, I'm talking about differences and talking about different things, different ways or what have you. So I was talking about when I was in school in third, fourth grade, things like that. So I learn more. I've learned, and shout out to Gary Vee for highlighting this topic of self-awareness. Knowing what you succeed at, what you do well, and how in an area of learning that is crucial to not only the success of a student, but the overall value. So when I say that, I mean, like, I'm more visual, even though my career is in audio. I'm a professional audio editor, vocal producer and label owner for my company Renewed Mind Music and Media Group based in Chicago. But I learn more by watching a video or interacting with somebody through conversation. So I am auditory and visual, then literary, what I call literary. So my sister is complete opposite. She learns more. She was more of an avid and voracious reader. She could take a book and knock it out in 3 days, where it take me 6 months. Same book, because mentally my mind is such a highway, such a freeway of ideas and input and things like that, that for lack of a better word, I would say I easily get distracted from what I'm reading by what I'm thinking. And I think a lot in the space of structure. I'm in the area of structure and organization and things like that, and foundational things, the unsexy things. Okay, here's another analogy. So in the area of a home, of a house, of a casa, of a crib, all right? Let me just give you all the key words or what have you that you can relate to this. In your house, you can readily identify the things that you like. The paint color on the wall, the light fixture, the TV, the kitchen countertops that you saved up or you took out a loan or whatever to get. The appliances, so the surface thing, the things that everybody sees when they come over for Christmas or for a birthday party or period, whatever. The things that you don't see within the walls or in the basement or the frame and structure of the house, that's my area of thinking in terms of business, in terms of giving value, in terms of looking at a situation, is from the unsexy areas of the foundation of, like, a stud. A stud, STUD, is a wooden or aluminum plank, something that you can mount things to and hang things on, and it's the actual structure of the house. Now, with that, your drywalls are attached to these studs in the house. So that paint color that you love is painted on drywall that's attached to a stud. Without it, you have no walls. Without it, you have no walls and no insulation to keep the hot air out and the cold air out. So the thing that brings you comfort that you see is there only because first there was structure. So I think that way, and that's one of the values that I bring in collaborating and talking with artists and entrepreneurs and business people and whoever I'm in collaboration with or in communication with, to bring them value on that side. Because without it, yes, you can go. Yes, you can, man, I got an idea, I'm going to run with it. Okay, that's cool. So where's your destination? How is this going to look? Who's going to benefit from this? What if you run into this opposition? What's going to be your reaction? To where life is not perfect. People are not perfect. But the thing we want to strive for is balance. Now, there's not even perfection in balance, because even when you walk, that you're not perfectly balanced or what have you, but you are moving. So in order to keep moving, you have to strive. I'm saying strive, okay? Reach out for, try to improve in the area of balance. That's both go, and that's, okay, let me think this through for a second or what have you. And if all it takes is another 4 seconds to think about it, to think through some things, wouldn't you rather do that than have to do something twice? Because again, in what I said early on, time is a commodity you don't get back. So if it takes you, okay, let me find out this and that and the other about how this can work or whatever, and you make that small investment, now not only can you go and achieve and acquire and get, and you get it, and hey, let's go, let's get it, let's do this. That's cool, and you get it. But the name of the game in the long term is not just getting it, it's keeping it. Maintaining something sometimes is harder than getting something. Yeah, you can move into the house, but can you maintain it? Because the worst thing ever is to lose the ground you gain. So I don't know of the topic of this one, but this is the first audio podcast from Renewed Mind. All right, this is Dave, a.k.a. Eighth Note, a.k.a. Manifest. Renew your mind. Log on to renewedmindmmg.com and check us out. All right.